Welcome back to Purposefully Living. I'm Mirriam K Musonda-Salati, and I'm so glad you're here. If you listened to the last episode with my guests, I really hope it brought you clarity and made purpose feel more real and practical. And if you're new here, welcome. You've joined at the perfect time. Today, I have 2 more guests joining me, and we're continuing this journey with fresh insight, real conversation, and practical takeaways you can actually apply. Our goal is simple: to help you understand your purpose more clearly and to help you start walking in it with confidence, consistency, and faith. So wherever you are right now, take a deep breath, settle in, and stay with us to the end, because this episode is going to bless you. Ready? Enjoy. And here are my 2 guest speakers.
There's a specific kind of silence that happens around 3 a.m. It's not just the absence of traffic or birds. It's an internal silence where the distractions of the day fade away and you're left with just one thing: yourself. And in that quiet, a question often floats up to the surface. It's heavy and it's simple. Is this it? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
The 3 a.m. question. I think every single person listening has felt the weight of that ceiling staring back at them.
Exactly. It's that haunting sense of untapped potential. And that feeling is exactly where we are starting today. Welcome to Purposefully Living with Mirriam K Musonda-Salati. I'm Chloe, and today we are diving deep into a topic that defines the very essence of this show. Our discussion is inspired by the book written by Mirriam K Musonda-Salati titled Identifying Your Purpose.
And it is such a timely resource, Chloe, because Mirriam isn't just talking about career goals or 5-year plans. She's dealing with the architecture of the soul. Identifying your purpose is really about bridging the gap between who you are right now and who God designed you to be before you even took your first breath.
We have a lot to unpack today, Alex. We're going to look at this book through some fascinating lenses, from the Bible to psychology, and even touching on thinkers like Viktor Frankl and Miles Monroe. But I want to start with that feeling I mentioned, the restlessness. In her work, Mirriam often suggests that restlessness isn't something to be medicated or ignored. It's actually a signal.
Right, it's a symptom of misalignment. You know, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, who was a giant in the theology of purpose, used to say that the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life without a purpose. He had this provocative idea that your purpose is often hidden in the thing that makes you angry. Not a petty annoyance, like traffic, but a deep, righteous indignation. What problem in the world breaks your heart? That heartbreak is often the breadcrumb trail to your purpose.
That's a powerful distinction, because we usually think of purpose as what am I good at or what do I enjoy? But you're saying it's deeper. It's what am I here to fix?
Precisely. And Mirriam K Musonda-Salati touches on this in her broader ministry as well. It's about surrender. It's realizing that your life is not your own project to manage, but a vessel to be used. If we look at Jeremiah 29:11 in the NIV, it's a verse we see on coffee mugs everywhere. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. But we often miss the context.
The context being that they were in exile, right? They weren't living their best lives in a palace.
Exactly. They were in Babylon. They were in a holding pattern. And that brings us to one of the hardest parts of identifying your purpose, which Mirriam emphasizes: the waiting season. We live in an instant gratification culture. If we have a dream, we want the Amazon Prime delivery of that dream tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. If I don't see progress in a week, I feel like I'm failing. But psychologically, what is happening to us when we are forced to wait?
Well, this is where we can bring in Viktor Frankl. He was a psychiatrist who survived the Nazi concentration camps, and he wrote Man's Search for Meaning. He argued that humans are driven by a will to meaning. In the camps, he noticed that the men who survived were often the ones who had a vision of the future, a purpose that they were holding on to. He famously said, "Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how."
So the waiting isn't just empty time. It's a forging process.
It is active, not passive. Mirriam's work encourages us to see the waiting room as a training room. Think about the story of Joseph in the Bible. He had a dream of ruling, of leadership. But before he got the palace, he got the pit. He got the prison. Years of it. If he had been promoted to Prime Minister of Egypt at 17, he would have destroyed the nation. He needed the character development that only the prison could provide.
That's such a hard pill to swallow, though. We want the platform without the prison. But let's pivot to the how. Let's say a listener is sitting there, they feel the call, they accept the waiting, but they still feel stuck. How do they actually identify what that thing is? Napoleon Hill talked about definiteness of purpose. How does that fit in here?
Napoleon Hill is interesting here because he brings a very practical, almost industrial psychology to the table. In his study of successful people, he found that the common denominator was a burning desire backed by a definite plan. He didn't just mean wishing, he meant a state of mind where you are so fixated on the objective that you essentially talk it into existence.
It sounds a bit like manifestation, which can be a controversial word in some Christian circles.
It can be, but let's look at it through the lens of Neville Goddard and then bring it back to scripture. Neville Goddard famously taught that imagination creates reality. He believed that to change your life, you must first change your concept of yourself. You have to live from the end state. Now, if you strip away the metaphysical language, isn't that what faith is?
Hebrews 11:1.
Spot on. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. The NIV is clear, assurance of what we do not see. Mirriam K Musonda-Salati's message aligns with this when she talks about stepping out in obedience before the road is clear. You have to see the purpose in your spirit before you see it in your bank account or your career path. You have to agree with God's vision of you rather than your current circumstances.
I love that phrasing, agreeing with God's vision of you. It reminds me of the psychological concept of identity diffusion. Erik Erikson, the developmental psychologist, talked about how we have to actively form our identity. If we don't, we just drift. And I think a lot of people drift into a purpose that isn't theirs. It's their parents, or their bosses, or society's.
The drift is dangerous. It's painless at first, but fatal in the end. Mirriam warns against this constantly. She writes and speaks about the need for intentionality. You know, there's a distinct difference between your job and your work. Your job is what you are paid to do. It's a transaction. Your work, your purpose, is what you were born to do. Your job creates a living. Your work creates a legacy.
Can you give us a concrete example? What does it look like when someone shifts from just job to purpose?
Sure. Let's imagine a woman named Sarah. She's an accountant. She's good at numbers, pays the bills, but she feels that 3 a.m. emptiness. She thinks her purpose must be to quit her job and become a missionary or a singer. But then she reads a book like Identifying Your Purpose, and she starts to pray and reflect. She realizes her righteous indignation, the thing that makes her angry, is seeing small family-owned businesses fail because of financial illiteracy.
So she doesn't necessarily have to leave accounting. Exactly. Her job is accounting. Her purpose is empowering families to break poverty cycles. She starts mentoring on weekends. She writes a guide for local shop owners. Suddenly, her 9-to-5 isn't a prison. It's a training ground where she sharpens the skills she needs for her kingdom assignment. She has aligned her identity with her activity. As Frankel would say, she found the meaning in the spreadsheet. That is so liberating, because I think we often paralyze ourselves thinking purpose has to be this massive stage-lit moment, but it can be quiet. It can be local.
It usually starts quiet, and this brings us back to the spiritual discipline of obedience. In Mirriam's view, obedience is the vehicle of purpose. We often want the 10-year roadmap. God usually gives us a flashlight that only shines on the next step. Psalm 119:105 says, "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." A lamp for my feet, meaning right here, right now, not a spotlight on the horizon.
That requires so much trust. It's scary to step when you can't see the destination.
It is, but that's where the growth happens. Miles Monroe had this chilling quote about the cemetery. He said, "The wealthiest place on earth isn't the oil fields of the Middle East or the diamond mines of South Africa. It's the graveyard. Because there you will find books that were never written, songs that were never sung, and cures that were never discovered." People died with their purpose still inside them because they were too afraid to take that first step in the dark.
Wow, that hits hard. We have a responsibility to empty ourselves before we leave this earth.
We do. And to do that, we need resilience. We need to talk about the storm. Mirriam K Musonda-Salati writes about stronger through the storm. Life will throw curveballs that make you question your identity. You might lose the job, the relationship might end, the health might fail. A person without a sense of purpose collapses there, but a person with purpose uses the debris to build a foundation.
It reminds me of the concept of anti-fragility in psychology. Not just bouncing back, but getting better because of the stress. How do we cultivate that spiritual grit?
We have to anchor ourselves in something immutable. If your purpose is being a CEO and you get fired, you have an identity crisis. If your purpose is leadership and service and you get fired, you just look for a new venue to serve. See the difference? One is a title, the other is a calling. Isaiah 40:31 promises that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint.
I love that progression. Soaring, running, walking. Sometimes purpose is soaring, but sometimes it's just walking and not fainting. Just putting one foot in front of the other.
And that walking is often where the real work is done. It's the daily obedience. It's doing the small things with great love. Miriam's work invites us to stop looking for a thunderclap and start listening to the still, small voice. What is God whispering to you in the silence? What gifts do you have that you are currently sitting on because you think they aren't enough?
For the listener who is struggling with that, maybe they feel they've wasted too much time or they're too old to start. What would you say?
I'd remind them of the story of Moses. He spent 40 years as a prince, 40 years as a shepherd in the absolute middle of nowhere, and didn't even start his primary purpose, leading Israel, until he was 80. God is not intimidated by your timeline. He is the creator of time. Ecclesiastes 3 tells us he has made everything beautiful in its time. If you are breathing, you have a purpose. If you are still here, God is not done with you.
That is incredibly reassuring. It takes the pressure off making it happen and shifts it to letting it unfold through obedience.
Exactly. Surrender isn't giving up, it's giving over. It's saying, God, here are my hands, here is my mind, here is my past, even the messy parts. Use it all. When you do that, you find a peace that passes understanding. You stop competing with others because you realize nobody else can do your specific assignment.
Competition really does kill purpose, doesn't it? We look at someone on Instagram and think, well, they're already doing it, so I can't.
Comparison is the thief of destiny. Neville Goddard would say you need to take your attention away from the external evidence and place it on your internal conviction. If you are called to write, you write. It doesn't matter if there are a million books. There isn't a book by you. Your voice, your experience, your pain transformed into power. That is unique. That is your offering.
As we wrap up this conversation, I want to circle back to Mirriam's core message. Identifying your purpose is a journey of healing, reflection, and ultimately, action. It's not just a thought experiment.
No, it requires movement. Faith without deeds is dead. You have to move. But you move with the confidence that you are supported by a God who designed you on purpose for a purpose. You are not an accident. You are a solution to a problem the world has.
This has been such a nourishing conversation, Alex. It feels like we've taken a deep breath together. To our listeners, I hope this episode has sparked a light in that 3 a.m. darkness. You don't have to figure it all out tonight. You just have to be willing to ask the question and listen for the answer.
And remember, the world needs what you have. Don't take your treasure to the graveyard.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey today. This episode was inspired by the book Identifying Your Purpose by Mirriam K Musonda-Salati. We encourage you to seek it out, read it, or listen to the audiobook, and let it guide you deeper into your own story. Until next time, keep reflecting, keep healing, and keep living purposefully.
Wow, what a powerful episode. A big thank you to my two guests for joining me today. Your insights were a true blessing. And thank you to every listener for being here. If this episode helped you, share it, subscribe, and come back for the next one. This is Purposefully Living with Mirriam K Musonda-Salati. Stay encouraged, stay aligned, and until next time, keep living on purpose.